What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rick Scale RC. Thanks for joining me today. I hope everybody's having a great day. I must say, I'm having a pretty good day. Got the majority of the bed done last night. Came in here this morning, checked it out. Started my day off really well. What do you guys think, huh? I'm super happy with it. I think it's coming out great. Also got the roll cage in there and done. The interior's all finished. Part 6 of the Brute build, guys. What do you think? Styrene work is just about complete. Got to throw some wheel wells in here and some fender flares, but it's getting there. Chose to do the roll cage out of styrene just to save weight on this build. You know, again, I'm only a few years into the hobby, so I'm still learning things, and you know, I'm only a few builds into this, so I'm just trying things out. You know, the JK Extra Speed Jeep came out, and it's just heavy, you know, and I ended up having to put a lot of weight in the wheels to balance that rig out and get it to perform on the rocks the way I want it to, and I just didn't want to have to do that with this. So I figured, why not try doing a styrene roll cage and save some weight up top. We did the styrene cage and I'm real happy with it. The only problem with that was it was so easy to build it. It was easy to get carried away with it. You know, at one point I just had to like walk away, like, no, stop cutting pieces for it, that's it, it's done. Because of the cage, I've kind of changed the direction of the build. Rather than build, you know, a stock looking Brute, you know, I'm still going to build it as scale as possible. But what I've decided is, rather than build like a stock plain Jane Brute, my idea here is let's say somebody owned 97, 98 TJ Brute, you know, and they're just out doing some weekend warrior stuff, just out playing with it, and they get a little carried away and they roll that Brute on its side. Insurance totals it out. Owner washes his hands of the Brute. But now the Brute's sitting in a tow yard. Insurance company decides they're going to auction it off. Well, the Brute here goes across the auction block. And this is Rick Flag from Suicide Squad, but my daughter named him Ray. So, Ray's at the auction, and he sees this Brute that's been rolled on its side go across the block, and he says, I'm going to get that. I'm going to take that home, and we're going to make a toy out of it. So he does. He comes home, he fixes the damage on the side of the Jeep, he fixes the bed, but while he's working on the bed, he narrows it a little bit. He shortens it a little bit. He builds a killer roll cage for it that'll survive a pretty severe rollover. He's going to put some steel fender flares on the front of it. He beefs up the engine a little bit, beefs up the suspension a little bit, lifts it, puts some bigger tires on it, and you end up with something like this. So that's kind of the direction I'm going to take with it now. Rather than building a stock Brute, we're going to build a custom-ish. So when I built the bed, as you can see, it's kind of shortened in the rear. It's kind of narrowed. You know, it isn't the full width of the Jeep. I mean, you can clearly tell it's a AEV Brute bed. At least I can. I hope you guys can as well. Like I said, I'll try to throw some pics in so you guys can compare and see what you guys think. I have tail lights for it. Got to make some housings. Gonna make custom steel bumper for the rear of it. Still have to finish this filler panel back here. The interior's all done. Firewall's in it. Floors are in it. I cut the center console out of the original interior. We got that mounted in there. We had to make a shifter for it. The original dashboard is in there. Did have to widen it. I was, you know, when I cut it the first time, in order for it to spread out, you know, from door to door, it was going to take like, you know, over an inch, and it just really looked weird to add all that material to one side. So I ended up cutting the dashboard into 3 pieces, and I added like a 1/2 inch strip on either side of, like, you know, the center instrument panel with like the heater controls and the radio and stuff like that. So not a big deal, but you know, originally I'd only expected on cutting it once, but I had to cut it twice. So again, not a big deal, but I got the seats all mounted in. And then another thing I did, they aren't in now, but you know, they're good to go. These are the door panels from the original interior. So I plan on putting carpets in it. So I made like the seats, the center console, all that stuff is removable. So what we'll do is we'll lay carpets down inside of it, then we'll mount my seats, then we'll mount the center console, and then these door panels are going to slide in, so that way it'll have, you know, legit door panels in it too. So little door cards, kind of cool. But once they're all painted and detailed and the carpets and seats and all, you know, all that stuff's in, I'm just going to go ahead and glue them to the inside, and they'll be in there forever. Haven't permanently mounted the bed yet. Here's the underneath of it. What I'll probably do is just make some tabs that come off of here, and they'll just, you know, we'll screw into the side of the frame, either into this, the cross member, or back here where the bumper mounts are. Here, something like that. So that'll be easy enough. Just, you know, a couple tabs that drop down on either side, and we'll put screws in there. There's the wheel wells. Super happy with them. Took a little bit to get figured out. You know, the light buckets in a Jeep are real close together. So when I tried to run these wheel wells straight out, it was running right into my headlight. So that wasn't going to work. So I had to make them flare out in the front to go around the headlight buckets. And that's what I ended up with. Real happy with them, because I do plan on running, you know, like headlights and brake lights in it. But that's the update. Part 6 of the Brute. We're moving right along here. I'm gonna try and wrap this up because it's getting pretty long. Just wanted to fill you guys in on where I'm at. I've been talking to a few guys. Oh my God, I can't get that out. I've been talking to a few of you guys, and you know, everybody's asking, how's the Brute coming along? When's the Brute update? So, and it's really cool, man. I think it's awesome that there's guys all over the place wondering where the Brute is and how I'm making out with it. That's really, it's just really cool, man. I've met some really amazing guys through doing this, and I think that's the best part of it. You know, I talk to guys in different countries now over tiny trucks. It don't get no cooler than that. But that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support and love in the comments. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are digging it. Let me know what you think. I will see you soon. Take care, guys.